What's up, YouTube? Vintage Yugioh here today with part one of a three-part PSA series. I've sorted out my top 125 PSA graded cards, and we'll start at 125 and go all the way down to 1 based on recent sale value that I think these cards would or could fetch based on the right buyer. So the first part will be 125 through 76, the second part will be 75 through 26, and the last part will be my top 25 rarest PSA graded cards based off value. So some of these are really hard to value, so if you agree or disagree, comment below, and I'll gladly have discussion with someone on what something's worth, or why you think something is worth more or less. So we'll get right into it, and the first card on my list, 125, is Goblin Fan from the Falsebound Kingdom, Gem Mint 10. And to complement Goblin Fan is Metal Zoa Gem Mint 10 from Falsebound Kingdom at 124. And then at 123 we'll round out the last of Falsebound Kingdom with the Gem Mint 10 Zoa. And I value all three of these cards at around $50 each. And I could be a little low on those. If a collector really wanted those cards, they would probably pay a little more, but around 50 I think is fair. And at 122 we have Parrot Dragon from Tournament Pack 2. This card raw in near mint conditions about $25, so I figured coming in at Gem Mint 10 it should be worth about $50 as well. And then we have a Metal Raider Super Rare Tribute to the Doom Gem Mint 10. I value this around $50 just because I've not really seen one for sale ever, so it might be a little lower than 50, but somewhere around 50 to the right buyer probably. Swords of Revealing Light PSA 9. I value this $50 just because it's a first print. As you can see, the hull foil is a little wavy. So that's the only reason I value it at $50, and that comes in at 120. Then we have a Giant Trunade from MRL Super Rare. Pretty much any holo that comes back at Gem Mint 10 from LOB through MRL I think is worth at least $50. There's a few Garnecia Elephantis and a few cards like that are not worth 50, but most are worth at least 50. Coming in at 118 is Spellbinding Circle. It's just a BGS 9. I've thought about cracking it open and sending it into PSA just because I think it would get a 10, so I might do that eventually, but as of now, 9, so I value it around $50 as well. Coming in at 117 is Harpy Lady's Sister from MRD, and I value that around $65, so just a cool looking artwork, My Valentine card, so $65 on that. And then we have a Duelist, Eternal Duelist Soul Promo Exchange. Love the prismatic effect on these, and the cards in here are really cool. The Regeki and Exodia, Mirror Force, Time Wizard, really iconic cards on the card, so cool looking card. And I value this around $65 as well too. And then we have a Sacred Cards Riroku. Once again, like, some of these cards are really hard to value, so I value this around $65 as well, just because I've never seen one before, so why not throw a number out there that's semi-realistic and see what it can fetch. Coming in at 114 we have an RDS Dark Magician Girl Limited Edition Gem Mint 10, and I value this around $65, but I really have no idea what this is worth. It could easily fetch 100, maybe even more. Dark Magician Girl from MFC right now is just crazy, so who knows what this could actually fetch. So I put a modest value of $65 on it. Acid Trap Hole from Dark Dual Stories, Gem at 10. I put a value around $65 on this as well. It could probably get up to 100, and maybe in an auction format it could fetch $30 or $40 depending on when they list it and when it ends and things like that. So somewhere in the middle is probably a decent price, 65, 70 bucks. Coming in at 112, LOB Super, Trap Hole, and I think there's actually more PSA 9s and PSA 10s in Trap Hole, so that's why I think this is worth at least 70 bucks. Another classic LOB Super Rare, Man-Eater Bug, and I value this around $65, $70 as well. Just a classic card that had a pretty decent effect back in the day. Another iconic Yugioh card, Magical Hats from Pharaoh Servants. He used this a lot in the anime, it seemed like, and I valued this around $70 as well. Another iconic Yugioh card to help defeat Pegasus, Karibo from Metal Raiders. I value this around $70. Coming in at 108, we have a B-Skull from Tournament Pack 3, Mint 9, so not a Gem at 10. If it was a Gem at 10, it'd be worth way more than what I value this around $70, $75. Just because it's seemed to skyrocket in price recently from, I think I bought it for 20 bucks and now they're 30, 40 bucks. Coming in at 107, I value around $70. Megamorph. I don't know if this is actually worth $70. It's just hard for me to think that an ultra rare from one of the original sets is not worth at least 65, 70, 75 bucks. So Megamorph and Axe to Despair, Gem at 10 from Magic Ruler as well. So I value both of those at $70. And then another Metal Raiders Super Rare, Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon, I value at about $70, $75 as well. Heavy Storm. I really like the artwork on this card, and I think it's one of the harder Metal Raiders Supers to pull, so I value this around $70, $75 as well. At 103, we have Ancient Sanctuary Secret Rare, The End of Anubis. I think I bought this card for about $70, $75, and that's probably what I value it as. I've seen some go for over 100 and some go for 40 or 50, so it just depends on the day on the market of this card. So 75, 80 bucks though, probably realistically. And then one of my favorite video game promos, Gamma the Magnet Warrior, Gem at 10 from Duelist of the Roses. This card could probably get over $100, but in a normal market, probably 75, 80 bucks. And then its counterpart, Alpha the Magnet Warrior. And I value this around the same, $75, $80. Coming in at 100, we have Dark Hole, Gem at 10 LOB First Edition. I value this probably around the same $75, $80 mark. Really iconic card, came in both the starter decks. So really a nice card to have. And then coming in at 99, I have two copies, Celtic Guardian, sorry. One of Yugi's staples in the very beginning of the anime, so I value it at around $80. And then three of my favorite cards, we have the Gate Guardian Super Rare Hollow set. So I value those three each about between $80 and $100 on a good day. Coming in at 95, we have Horn of Heaven from Tournament Pack 3, Gem at 10, and once again, this is one of the cards that you just don't see out there in the market, so I'll give a value of around $80 to $85. First print, Curse of Dragon, Gem at 10. I, as a serious collector, value first prints more than I do second prints. So, because it's a second print, I value this Curse of Dragon $85 to $100. Then I have two Mystical Elves. This is a second print, and second print. First print, not as shiny and more wavy. So this one's probably I value 75, maybe 80, and this one I value 90, 95. Coming at 92, we have two Guy of the Fierce Knights. Once again, this is a first print, first edition, and this is second print, first edition. So I value the first print a little more, and both of those somewhere around $90 to $100 on a good day. Then we have one of the few unlimited cards that made the card countdown cut that could be a first edition. Triune Dragon, Unlimited LOB, Gem at 10. I'd probably give this a value of around $100. Toon Mermaid, an iconic Toon card from Magic Ruler. Give this a value of around $85, $90. Then we have some Metal Raiders, Ultra Rare, Magic Jammer, Gem at 10, and Horn of Heaven, Metal Raiders, Gem at 10. And I might have these a little overvalued, but it's just, like I said, it's hard for me to believe that cards from the old set like that are ultra rares, hard to pull, hard to find, aren't worth at least $85, $90. And then we have a Vampire Lord from Dark Crisis, one of the two secret rares from the set, and I give this a value of around $90, $95. Coming in at 86 is a pretty cool artwork from FMR, along with Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon and Harpy's Pet Dragon. So, cool looking artwork, Gem at 10. I'll give it a value of around $100. Then from Dawn of Destiny Xbox game, we have Dark Sage. And I've seen one of these sell, and I think it went for around $100. So that's what the value I give Dark Sage as. Coming in at 84, we have Harpy's Feather Duster. And really, the prismatic effect is just beautiful in this card from my perspective. And I have all three cards from Stairway to Destined, and Gem at, and I give all three of them about a value of around $100. And then another unlimited card to make the top 100 is a LOB Regeki, and I give that a value of around $100 as well. And then two more iconic unlimited cards, Dark Magician Gem at 10 and Exodia Gem at 10 Unlimited Edition from LOB. I give a value of around $100 as well for both of those. But then we have a first print, first edition Monster Reborn, just a near mint 8. But because it's the first print, I give it a value of around 100, 110 on a good day maybe. Coming in at 77, we have a first print, first edition Flame Swordsman, Gem at 10. And on a good day, this might reach all the way up to 150, but normally I think it would reach around 110, 115. And then lastly is a card that I just saw that sold on eBay is DDS Salamandra, and it sold for, I believe, $115. So I did not think this card would be worth that much, but like I said, to the right buyer, anything can be worth anything. So around $110, $115 for number 76 on my list. So like I said, this is part 1 of 3. I'll release this video obviously now, and the upcoming weeks I'll release part 2 and then eventually part 1 and showcase my top 75 rarest PSA cards. So stay tuned for those uploads, and subscribe and comment if you agree with my pricing or disagree, like, oh no, that's totally wrong, I would never pay that much, or you're really undervaluing that card. So comment and I'll try to get back and we'll have some good conversation. Thanks.